And I didn't even think, I just put my hand in the toilet.
Talking to my sister, and then you just hear this like...
At the time, it was very awkward.
So of course, immediately I wanted to crawl into another dimension because of the awkwardness, so I slammed the phone down.
One time I was using Snapchat and I think I was Snapchatting my sister or something. And so I had it up and like, I think I was laying down and then I was like doing the facial recognition and making like a cute little like bear face or something. And I was like trying to be all cute. And then I don't know what happened. Just let it go and it just smacked me right in the face. And so when I watched the video back, it's like me being like, hey, blah, 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 talking to my sister. And then you just hear this like, like as the phone tumbles through my hand, and yeah, it was great.
My biggest phone fail was when I dropped my phone on my face and got a black eye from it. I have a tendency to read my book on my phone, like on the Kindle app, and I had it above my head and in bed lying down, and I dropped it and it like hit me kind of like in the corner of my eye, and it spread this like enormous bruise. It was really embarrassing to explain.
So my best pocket dial story wasn't actually my pocket dial, it was someone else's pocket dial to me. I was working in a previous role as a journalist, and I had called someone to interview them for a story I was writing. And they said, oh, I'm at the doctor, is it okay if I call you back in a little while? And I said, okay, sure, of course. So I'm sitting there waiting by the phone, and a few minutes later the phone rings, and I pick it up, and I just hear a bunch of background noise, right? And so I'm calling the person's name to get their attention, when I hear above all the commotion, clear as a bell, the guy described to his doctor, let's just say male performance issues in the bedroom, right? So of course, immediately I wanted to crawl into another dimension because of the awkwardness. So I slammed the phone down and sat there shaking with awkwardness, and then had to play it cool when 10 minutes later, he actually called for the interview. And not only that, but then had to interview him dozens of times over the course of the next few years, and always in the back of my mind, knowing that detail about him.
So next time you want to talk bad about someone, check your phone to make sure it's locked and it's turned off or it's put away, because I was once talking ill of someone, which you shouldn't do, by the way, and it turns out I'd pocket dialed them and left them a 3-minute rant about why I didn't enjoy their company on a holiday. And that audio was played back to me eventually, but at the time it was very awkward.
So my biggest phone fail was the time that I dropped my phone in the toilet because it was in my back pocket. I had to go to a meeting. This is when I first moved to Sydney. So I was 17, I only knew like 2 people, and I was going into a training meeting at my job at the time. So it was about 4 other people, so they were like, Laura, meeting's starting now. So I walk in, wait, just quickly, let me go to the bathroom. Put my phone in my back pocket, pulled down my pants, and the phone just heard like plopped. And then so I just reached in. I didn't even think, I just put my hand in the toilet and I grabbed it and then I threw it on the ground and it was done for. But then they were like, Laura, the meeting's starting. So I just had this wet phone in my hand and just walked in and put it down on the table and just had to sit there for an hour.
My biggest phone fail was when I went to a festival over New Year's, and basically there's no reception or Wi-Fi or anything, so we would just leave our phones behind when we went into the festival. So I remember I chucked my phone down onto the floor of the tent. I was in a bit of a rush, so I threw my phone and my iPod just on the floor, didn't put it away anywhere. We went out, had a good day, came back to the tent in the middle of the night, and found that we had left one of the flaps of the tent open, like the window, and it had rained so hard that the entire floor of the tent was covered in about 1 centimetre of water. I found my phone just submerged, lying on the floor of the tent, submerged under water with my iPod. Luckily didn't turn it on, took it home with me and put it in some rice, and I actually managed to save it.
I was putting a lid on to wash. It was breakfast. I was eating my breakfast and I could hear a clunking noise coming from the machine, and it slowly dawned on me that I had seen my phone on my bed before I'd taken the sheets off. And sure enough, there was my phone when I lifted the lid, going round and round in circles in the washing machine, completely trashed. So not only was it waterlogged, but it was completely dented, no recovery whatsoever.
So I'm just enjoying a nice bath with my coffee and book and my phone on like one of those bath trays, and for some reason decided to push the bath tray away from me as I wanted to get up out of the bath, and everything just slid off into the bath, including my phone. It was still going as I fished it out of the water, and I was looking at it going, well, it's still going, as I slowly watched it start to, collapse on me. I did all those usual things that people say, oh, put it in a bag of rice and all that kind of stuff, but I actually have to admit what I did worked much better. So I put like a flannel down on top of one of our servers, put the phone on top in bits, and left it to kind of aerate out the steam. Would you believe it? I put it back together 24 hours later, the thing went and continued to go, and I think it would still go if I hadn't upgraded it.
A funny story about when I worked at Telco was a customer bought one of the first waterproof phones, didn't read the terms and conditions, and then they took it to the beach, put in salt water, and then fried the phone. They weren't so angry as they were just annoyed that they didn't read it properly, and now their phone was messed up.